Well, welcome everybody to another Montessori Lives, conversations with notable Montessorians. And tonight we're lucky enough to have with us Moah Kim. And Moah is an early childhood teacher at Building Futures in Brisbane. Oh, which campus are you at?
First leg.
Forest Lake, yeah. Okay. And you're an author, which we'll talk about more in a bit. Oh, and you were a finalist for the Living Legend Awards in 2000 last year.
Yeah.
Um, so we have lots to talk about tonight with you, but let's start with your Montessori story, my favorite question.
Yes.
How did you discover Montessori?
Yes, I was teaching in Korea and then I have 25 children in the classroom. So, and then just to play base one. And then, but I spend so many hours to make a material for the children, but I feel that there is not enough because I can't meet the individual child needs. So at the time, I was so disappointed. So I'm just looking for some good curriculum. And then I just found some Montessori curriculum. I thought that that was the best for my kids. And then I studied, and then at the time I love that Montessori philosophy. And then after then I love Montessori. And then when I came to Australia, my English was just so poor, so I couldn't get a job as a teacher. So I was just looking for every way, but I couldn't get a job. And then, but at the time, I was a practice student at Building Futures, and then I just realized that so important things because Montessori material is the same in the world. So
Mm,
I can give the lesson to the children with a limited English. The children love my lesson. They can learn from me. Especially sensorial area. I
mm,
I didn't use any words just to show them. So they're using their visual, their sense. So that's why I realized that I can be a teacher at Montessori Center. And then after then I just see my English get better and better. So I can teach more and more. And then these days I realize that it is good for children too.
mm,
Because I have a lot of children who is using different language and then they couldn't understand what I'm saying. But I can show with the Montessori material. And then they can understand and then they can confidence and then they can independently to choose their own work in the classroom. So they can feel success in the classroom. So it is really, really great for me
mm.
being a teacher.
So you found Montessori in Korea. Did you
Yes,
and you trained there?
yes. I
Yeah.
trained.
What was your training like? What tradition did you train in?
I think I trained in America style. I think
Okay.
yes. So but a little bit almost the same. But I think Korean and Australian is almost similar and same, but only two different area. And then language area and the practical life area a little bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you how long have you been in Australia working at
Mm,
Montessori?
14 years now.
So you've got familiarity with Montessori in Australia. Looking back, how would you say that Montessori is different or the same in Korea versus Australia?
I think it's most of similar, but I think Australia Montessori is a more freedom for the children because we have a great nature around us.
Mm,
So, but Korea, don't have a lot of outside play. So only we doing some Montessori work in the classroom. But when I came to here, we have a beautiful nature. They can do lots of things in outside, something like this. So when I came to here, so surprised that the
mm,
children are running around in good natures, a
mm.
little bit different to that one. Yep.
Yeah. Would you say that there is more freedom allowed in the classroom as well in Montessori in Australia?
Yes, I think so. In Korea, Montessori studies are a little bit strict. And then really they have to follow our some proper lesson But in here, let them just a little bit freedom. For example, in Korea, if the child is touch some who is learning about level 1 math, counter and number, something like this, when he touches some bank game, something like this, we just a little bit strict with them. Your level is here, but in here, but Australia, they allowed them touchy, but still respect. Yeah. And
What have
also,
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, also when I just teaching Montessori in Korea, we don't have many plant in the classroom. So only for the activity, maybe cleaning the leaves, few plant for the activity. But when I came to Building Futures, there's a lot of plant in the classroom. So it's a really linked to nature.
Yeah. That's a really important element of Montessori, I guess, is that feeling that connection with nature, right? Yeah. What have you most loved about being a Montessori educator?
So when I was in work, teaching in play-based one, and then I really teach them my way. It means I just plant and then the children follow my direction. It's my lesson plan today. We have to learn this one, this one, this one, this one. However, in Montessori classroom, the children have some freedom and they're independent and they can work by themselves with their own pace, own level. It made me really surprised and really happy. And then also when I see the classroom is normalizing, I'm really grateful. I had a really great feeling for that. So I don't need to teach. Even I standing in the corner of the classroom, I just watch the children, they engage in, they focus in their own level. Even they didn't ask me at all. So it made me really happy. And then when visitors come to my classroom, they surprised. They're just walking by themselves.
Wow. Do you have some unforgettable moments of your?
Yes. Yeah. I had children who had a level 3 autistic child, and then I have taught to him 2 years. And then he didn't engage in any activity at all. He didn't communicate at all. He just play around with water and sand and just walking around. Even he didn't want to carry the tray and a water bottle, and he's not using his hands and his body for functional things, only just walking around. And then, so even he didn't connect my eyes, but I just tried to teach him how to carry the tray, everyday lesson, how to carry the tray. And then after maybe almost to 1 year, I showed how to carry the tray. And then one day he just carried the tray by himself. At the time, I'm really happy with him. And then I can see his capability to learn. And then I showed to how to doing cylinder blocks. And then he just after a few months later, he can do by himself with the cylinder blocks. And then the end of the year, he even can sit at the big group time, so circle time, so to respect the others. And then it was a really unforgettable moment for me. And one more things. And then I just keep teaching him. So when I talk to him, stop and wait, and then respect others. And then he listened to me. And then one day his mommy came to me. She cried at me. So, and then she said to me, "Thank you very much to teach my child." So I asked her why. And then they went to went to see a doctor. And then the doctor is and then the load is beside. When the door is open, there's a load. It's a really dangerous place. But when the door is open, he just ran to the road. And then mommy said, "Stop." And then he stopped. So she cried at me and then very thank you for me and then teach him.
Wow.
So I can't forget.
Oh, great stories. Yeah. Montessori, we're used to hearing the term scientific pedagogy, but you used the term earlier when we were talking slow pedagogy. I haven't heard
Yeah.
that before. What did you mean by
These
that?
these days, I think the children, everyone is going rushing life, have a rushing life, rush, and then in the morning, the mommy and daddy is really busy, drop the child and then even say goodbye and went, and also the educator push them to learn about lots of things. And then I feel that there's no moment, lovely moment to talk each other, love each other, feeling together each other. So I really want to the children enjoy that moment.
Mm,
So I think about the slow pedagogy. Okay, the children can be enjoying that moment. So one day I just came outside with the children and then we lay on the yard and looking at the sky and then we talking
mm.
about cloud and then at the time the helicopter and the airplane is fly by. We just say hello to them and then we talk to the bird and then we just listen to wind and then sometimes we watching the raining and then one day I just get umbrella and then raincoat and then some children just wearing raincoat and then we just bring umbrella we walking around a yard and then
Wow.
because the parent is not allowed them play under the rain,
Mm,
and then I just allowed them and then sitting together and then talking together. I love the moment.
wow. Oh, Ma, you just seem to embody everything that I've read about Montessori educators. Like, that it's so important to slow down and walk at the child's pace. And so I love that term, slow pedagogy. It really captures that the importance of moving and all, but not just walking, but also, behaving and thinking at the child's pace and slowing down because they're not, I think if we're expecting young children to move at adults' pace, it creates an anxiety in them and transfers that anxiety that we adults have in our own lives to children.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. What are some of the um, challenges that you've had in your life as a Montessori educator?
Mm, so one is the biggest challenge is for me some safety because in the Montessori classroom we have a lot of small objects. In the practical life we using them marbles and then baby pink towels and also there's a lot of beads in mass corner. But my children really love to put something in their mouth, their nose, and their ears. So one day the girl is start to cry. So I asked why you cried, and then she told me she swallowed the marble from Practical Life.
Oh no.
And then she went to the hospital. And then the doctor said we couldn't find it. We just waited for a few days until it popped out. So whenever she went to the bathroom, I just searching. When she did some poo, I just searching maybe popped bubbles out, and then same thing is happening at home. And after 3 days, fortunately, we found it in the toilet. And then after then, we missed the baby pink towel. So we searched it everywhere. We couldn't find anywhere, but we found that in someone else's mouth. He was chewing baby pink towels. And then, the other incident happened to my classroom. The boy put the golden beads and they put in his nose. And then I couldn't get it out. So he went to hospital again. So it was really hard for me to prevent the children to not put something in their nose and mouth ears. Even my daughter, when she was young, maybe when she was 4 years old, she put some cereal into her nose. And then I said, ask her, why did you put the food on your nose? And then she said to me, because it is not fair. Why all the time mouth has a food, not for nose? That's why I want to feed my nose. So she, so we can't expecting, we can't predict what children
Yeah.
will do.
Yeah.
So at the time, I just searched the good resource for educate my children, don't put anything in their mouth, but I couldn't find any good resource. So I just decided to make my own books for research to educate children. So that's why I publish it by myself. What is math for?
Oh. Would you like to read it?
Oh, yes, I can. Thank you.
All right, let me share it.
Can I start?
Yes.
So what is your math for? By Moah Kim. What is your math for? Yep. What is the mouth for? The mouth is for food. Yum, 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 yum. What is the mouth for? The mouth is for singing. La, 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 la. What is the mouth for? The mouth is for smiling. Let's make a smile. What is the mouth for? The mouth is for laughing. Ha, 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 ha. What is the mouth for? The mouth is for talking. What is the mouth for? The mouth is for whispering. Love you. What is the mouth for? My mouth is for whispering. I love you so much. Yep. So, and then this one is interactive page with children. So we are talking about what is for mouse and then what is not for mouse. We just talking about that. I put some beads and pink towel and counters and then lots of Montessori material. Don't put their mouse. And then my kids love to do this one. And the next page, just to interacting with the object around the children. So what is it mouse for? And then they can make a circle. What is mouse for? And then next page is the younger children really love the page. And then the older children can trace with a pencil, but younger children can trace the line with their finger and then make a sound. For top one, we can say just with the finger. And then second one, we just ah. The third one is and then the younger one trace that line with the fingers. And then next one is and then last one is like this. And then this one is just made. The bigger children can trace. Smile face, mouth is for smiling. That's why they're looking for smile face. And then next page is just the collage to make a happy face and laughing face. Yep. And then this one is for talking people, talking puppet. So they can make it talking puppet. Mouth is for talking. So the teacher can remind the children when they're making what is mouth for? Mouth is for talking, something like this. And then
so they fold it on the dotted lines to make a mouth.
Yes. So when you're just folding it, the middle mouth is going, they can open and they put their finger in the ring and then they can talking with the puppet. Yep. This one is the kinder children loved this one. So they just coloring and then drawing some mommy or some French and then they can paste it together and then make a mobile phone. And then they talk through the mobile phone each other. Yeah, this one is I love you is whispering, so we just coloring there and then cut it out. Yep. Thank you. So this one is really good for biting because I made this one is really simple. And then that's why the younger children put lots of things in their mouths. And also the toddler just start to biting to others. So when they educate the children for biting and they don't put something in their mouth, they can use this book. This book is for the based on positive discipline. We are not say don't. We say do, like this. Also, I just made this book based on neuroscience. And then our brain is really work well when we have a love feeling without connected and secure people. That's why the teacher is their secure people, secure person, and mommy, when they're using their voice to read this one, they have a good memory. So, and then information, my mouth is for food, something like this. The information go to their brain really with a lovely feeling, so they can't forget.
That young girl that you spoke of who put the marble in the mouth and it came,
Yeah,
what do you think she learned from that experience?
I think so. It is a. I thought that it is one of part of Montessori curriculum because the children learn from their mistake,
Mm,
and then they learn from consequences, what happened next. And
yeah,
then after that, I think she never put something in their mouth. I think her mouth at all.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did she end up with any fear about putting things in her mouth because
Yeah, she cried. She cried for the first. I didn't know she put some bubble in her mouth and swallowed it. And then I heard her crying. And then I asked her, and then she couldn't remember what she put in her mouth. And then she cried and cried. After that, she said, I just swallowed something. So I showed a lot of different marble. Did you swallow this one, this one, this one? And she picked up.
yeah,
Yeah. And then after then, I just want to educate her after 3 days, and then but I couldn't find any good resource. You might search now. No
mhm,
one find a good resource. What is mouse for? Don't. But there's only one book I found. Don't bite him.
mm.
Don't bite. That's
Oh,
it.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I imagine you stayed very calm when she was panicking that she had swallowed the marble. And would you say that it's very important for adults in that situation to stay very calm and not reflect back the child's panic
Yeah.
about swallowing something?
Because when we teaching young children, sometimes we just face to really lot of incident.
Mm,
Someone just fell down or bleeding, and then if I show my really frightening feeling to them, it make them more
yeah,
scared. So I just a big breath in and big breath out, and then I using really calm voices, and then just to really care about their feeling. It's okay. So I'm here for you, and then make them comfort first, and then just to follow that
yeah.
process.
Yeah, that's a really beautiful book. Do you have any ideas for follow-up books?
Yeah, of course. I'm just still planning for the nose and ears. So I yeah, I'm planning, but it is a bit hard self-publishing because actually, honestly, it is a bit expensive.
Mm,
So, and also I'm new to creating the books and then making the book and then marketing. I'm still learning, so I think it will take a time.
yeah,
But it is good for growth.
yeah. And where did the illustrations come from?
Pardon?
The paintings, where did the watercolor paintings come from?
Yes, it's my secret, but I can talk to you. So lots of people said, "Oh, you are good at drawing." But actually, there is not my drawing. Actually, there is not person drawing. It is AI drawing. It's my secret. But some people, and when I talk to them, oh, it's from AI. And oh, there is so easy peasy to make a image from AI. But I said no. I spent so long time to make the image. I have some image in my mind, but AI keep making different image from my mind. So I just to talk to again and prompt again and differently. So maybe I might took one pictures for 1 week sometimes. Every day, 3 hours. Sometimes I can't get good result from AI because it's totally consistency. When I same proport but different
Yeah,
result come out. So it is not easy. But
yeah,
but I think if you are not educators, if you want to make a good resource for the children, you can make it. So don't worry about I'm not doing good at drawing. We can have AI too. If you have something experience with children, and if you have some story in your mind, you can be author.
Yeah. They're beautiful images. It's very
Yeah.
surprising that they're from AI, but yeah, very beautiful. Um, you were talking earlier about how when you first came to Australia, you found it very difficult to get work in early childhood. But it seems like now that there are more and more early childhood teachers from non-English speaking backgrounds. What percentage, roughly, would you say, of educators in where you work at Building Futures are from non-English speaking backgrounds?
So this moment we have 25% teachers from overseas from non-English environment, but sometimes it's going to up to 40%. So it's depending on that moment, but this moment 25% educators from the other countries. And then I just looked back my past life at work, it was a really struggle. So now I can speak English. I can work as a teacher really well in the classroom also. And then, but I think about my past life, and then I really want to support educator who's from different country, and then without limited English.
Mm.
So I just helped my teachers and my center. Also, I'm helping our Korean community teachers from Korea this moment.
Mm. How do you mentor teachers from non-English speaking backgrounds?
I can understand their feeling
Mm.
because no one understands their feeling because I was in that area in that moment. That's why I'm better person to understand. When people get understanding from others, it makes them really comfort and confidence. And then they can open mind to me, and then they think about it. When they speak English is not perfect, they might feel that, oh, someone judged me, I'm not good at English, something like this. So they don't talk to. But I'm not enough. I'm not perfect to speak English. Still, I'm making a mistake when I talk to, but I'm just using my English for communication and talk to them. Sometimes I made a mistake in English. It made them comfort. So look
Yeah,
at me. I'm speaking English, not
yeah,
perfect English. So it can
yeah,
speak up. And then
yeah.
they just talk to me about how they struggle in their situation. And then I feel like I'm rich from Aussie, Australian culture and their culture. So I
Mm,
just make them understanding our Australia culture, and then
mm,
I just to make understand the Australian people to their culture,
mm.
like a bridge.
Yeah. So, cultural misunderstandings is one struggle that
Mm.
they might be having in their work. What are some other struggles that people from non-English speaking backgrounds have in early childhood?
They have a different, so they have our own culture different, but also there's a work culture different.
Mm,
From my country, for Korea, so there is no, how can I say, if my boss talk to us to do something, we have to do. But in here, Australia, we can communicate.
mm,
So that's why when I came to Australia for the first time, I I I'm not trying to speak to my boss about my thinking. It was a really struggle. Even I overwhelmed, I still doing something
mm,
like this. But now I realized, okay, we discuss each other, we can make it together, something like this. And
mm,
then the work culture is different, and the lifestyle is a little bit different. And then that struggled. And then sometimes the food smell, because I'm from Korea, I love to eat kimchi. But these days, lots of people know about Korean food, but at the time, many of people didn't know about the Korean food. And then one day I just made a kimchi fried rice, but I can't eat in my staff room because the smell is just so strong. So I came out staff room, and then I just ate out of the building. And then
mm,
also we have a different food culture. For example, most of the Korean people, when they eat noodle, we just make a noisy. So something like this. It means delicious. But many Western people doesn't like the noisy.
Yeah.
You might understand. And then one my Aussie people and Aussie friend came up staff room and then why you came up? Because I can't stay with the eating noisy, something like this. So I just to make them understand some country people make a noisy, it mean yummy.
Yeah.
So but and then I talked to this staff. So Australian people, Western people really don't like it eating noisy, something like this. So really little things. And then also the other thing is the people struggle to call my name. And then me, it's too hard to remember the Western people name. And also really hard to make a right pronunciation to their name. So I can't, at that time, I couldn't speak out their name.
Oh.
Yes, it's a lot of things. You might think of a little thing, but little thing is big for educator who's from different country. And then one funny situation. So I have to put my daughter's name on my insurance. So, and I, at that time I had a limited English. I just called to the insurance company and then I just made up my script. So can you please put my daughter's name on my list? And then she said blah, blah, something, but I couldn't understand. I just keep saying thing, what I want to say. And then after a few minutes, there's no one talking on the phone. So, oh, what happened? And then after then the sound just said beep, 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 like this. It's all complete. She hang up.
Oh.
I waited, something like this. So calling to somewhere else and then even go to the grocery shop, the cashier asking me something, some little, so small question, but I couldn't understand. So I just answer yes or no. Okay, today I feeling say yes, yes. Oh, today I feeling say no, okay, no, like this. So you might not imagine how hard our life was. Yeah.
Yeah. So you mentioned a couple of examples of this, but are there other situations where you have felt mistreated because of your non-English speaking background in Australia, either in your work or outside in your general life?
So I never met some bad experience outside, also in my company too, but sometimes misunderstanding each other, it make me really sad. And then because I can't explain, when I have a conflict with a coworker, so I need to explain what I'm feeling, what happened to me. But English people speak can really fast. So they just see a management team and see really fast and a good explanation what happened to them. But for me, it's hard to explaining to them what happened between them. So at the time, I really struggled. So for me, I just write. When I just get home, I just wrote really slowly and with the dictionary what happened to me, what I did, what coworker did, and then I just record. And then one day I really overwhelmed with the situation. So I just talk to my management team and then show my diary, and then they just helped me. It's really great.
Yeah, that's a great advice. Do you have any other suggestions that you give young educators of non-English speaking backgrounds who are just starting work in the industry?
So to be patient for the first time, also never give up. So everyday life is tough to being a teacher in Australia. Now, however, just patient, no one just to grow fast. So every day, one step by step, just to grow. Now, if you feel, I feel that there's a lot of kind people around. So if you feel they're really hard to be a teacher or to grow, just ask help. And I'm here. Can you please help me? I'm just really struggle. If you can't speak, just to write down like a diary, or we have a good AI tool these days. We are lucky enough. So 10 years ago, I can't use any AI tool, but now I just talk to the AI and then translate Google, and then English
Right.
is really great.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
convenient.
And speak up and then ask help and then keep learning. And then I'm still learning in here. I'm university student. So I had a master in Korea. And then I have a Montessori qualification and a master qualification in early child in Korea. I came to here, diploma qualification I studied, and then I'm university student. So
Oh,
I keep learning because
and
knowledge is stuck in 20 years ago. My qualification from 20 years ago. So I just keep learning and do PD, yeah, something like
and you
this.
publish a book as well. How,
Yes.
how,
Yeah.
how do you manage the work-life balance, work-play balance?
So honestly, I don't have any balance because work and my life can't make a separate. So my work is my joy. So it doesn't matter. I'm in home, at home, I'm in the work, I'm in the park. My brain is keep learning about early childhood. I'm so passionate about that. So I don't have any balance. The
Oh,
teaching, early childhood, being a teacher is my life.
spoken like a true Montessorian. Um,
Yeah. So
so
whenever I go to the shop, I just looking for some resources. Oh, it is good for quick life. When I go to secondhand shop, oh, it is really good for sensorial things. So I can't make a separate my life and my teaching.
yeah, always looking for things for the classroom whenever you go shopping, right?
Yeah.
What do you see as some of the challenges faced by early childhood, Montessori early childhood in Australia?
Mm, I think a lot of people don't know about the Montessori curriculum, Montessori philosophy and the Montessori things. They just think about that some allottive and or some expensive education.
Mm,
So there's a less lack of understanding of Montessori. And then also these days, the government pushed us to be follow their direction. And then some government people, department people think about that our Montessori curriculum is not fit our government curriculum, but I don't think so. So we have to let them know how Montessori is wonderful, how valuable, and then also is perfect for the public education.
mm,
So yeah, that one is my reflection these days about Montessori education.
yeah. We were talking earlier about you were mentioning the high turnover of teachers in early childhood. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, I think of that not just the Montessori industry, all around the ECEC industry, the
Mhm.
teacher is really turnover really lot. I mean, they compare teaching pay rates to and the well-being things with the primary teachers. And then also that's why the low pay and then long hour for work and something like this. Then also these, I think a lot of inclusion children come to our center,
Mm,
not just our center, all around the center, but the teacher couldn't get some good support. So
mm,
for me, I had a long experience to teach the children, but I don't know about the inclusion children. So that's why I just keep learning how to support them, how can understand them, but still we need more PD for the teachers. That's
mm,
why it make a it's a burn out for the teachers, and then also they didn't want to work anymore. And then the other thing is Montessori Center, we have to get two qualification, ECEC qualification and Montessori qualification. And then as a ECT or diploma qualification educator, when they come to our center, they have to study more. And then, so I talked to my friend, do you want to come to my work to get a job? And then she said, do I have to study Montessori? So I said, yes. And then, okay, I'm not going to your center. I'm going to the other center. That's why they don't want to study more.
mm.
Yeah.
What do you say?
So it is too hard looking for some passionate, really big passion to be as a Montessori teachers. So
Mm,
that's why we just are really struggling to find the Montessori educator. But I love it. to being a Montessori center. So if you see in here, if you want to study Montessori, recommend. It's awesome.
Yeah. So as you know, like one of the really important things in Montessori training is the transformation of the adult, right? So because teaching is all about a relationship with the child, and the Montessori relationship is quite different to a traditional relationship that's based on power, and obedience, telling the child what to do all the time. So the adult must transform and be able to see the child who's not there, and to be able to bring out cooperation from the child without force. But it makes it hard when there's such turnover of staff in early childhood to have that transformation. What do you think is the secret of that personal transformation of the adult?
So reflection. So the end of the day, I all the time reflection my days. So what I made a mistake for today, and then I think, and then next time if something is happening, how can I do? So reflection is really best part for adult, for the teachers. And then also I just learned from different theory from when I was a university student. I just learned from different philosophy a lot. Now when I start Montessori philosophy, it is very new to me. So I never think about the prepared environment. And then also I thought that just teaching from teachers and the children just to learn from teachers.
Yeah.
But when we prepare the classroom for the children, there's not many teaching happen. They can learn by themselves. The teacher is just to help them and guide, something like this. And then that's why I need to study more and more about the Montessori philosophy. And then reflecting is my study too, every day reflecting.
Where did you learn that? How do you encourage that habit of reflection in other educators?
So usually these days I have a really interest in reading some neuroscience books and also positivity discipline. So it is the same. So when I just talk to the children, say what to do, the children is not really like it. So, but when I ask some question to the children, they just think about the answer. So I using this skill to adult. So when I say something, I had a long experience. So I have something picture in my mind. So I know what's the result coming out. But I said, no, I'm not saying to, oh, that was wrong. So from me, just to follow my way, because I had a long experience. I didn't say like this. And then I just go to them and then ask them some question. And then they just think about their teaching, and then they reflected by themselves. And then it means we just allow the children in the classroom make a mistake, and then they do self-correction with the Montessori material. It is same with the adult. So I allow the the educators, new educators made a mistake after then reflecting question together, and then they realize and then they self-correction. And then also I have a lot of knowledge and then lots of long experience, but I'm still a learner. That's why I'm not 100% be right. So no one. So they might be better than me somewhere. So I just keep reminding me, and then I just reminded them, even you are new to this field, you are really valuable teachers. You can bring lots of different ideas from us to us, and then make them confidence and discuss together.
Yeah. Do you think long daycare makes it difficult to do authentic Montessori today?
Yes, sometimes I feel that because, and then how can I say, the family get busy and busy, and then we have a really strong, and then regulation keep changing. So long daycare has a different, every day keep changing the role, and then the government is watching us what we are doing, and then That's why it's a bit hard to running the traditional Montessori school. And the daycare center, sometimes they came to my classroom about washing sink, about, oh, why the bubble water in the sink? And then we using the glass and plate, it's a real life material, but the department people think about that they don't, it's not safe for the children. When the glass is broken on the floor, the children can learn, oh, if I just holding that properly, I might drop it and then crash it. Oh, I have to do holding with 2 hands, one at a time, they can learn. But department people can't understand the valuable Montessori way in the classroom, and then they just make a judgment, oh, you are not good scholar, like this. In the Montessori classroom, we never competition, we never judgment in the classroom, but they did it to us. So it make me feel really hard to run the traditional Montessori classroom in our long day care center.
Yeah. Do you ever get to talk to the inspectors about that?
Yes, we have AR rating. The lady came to our classroom at the time the children dropped the glass of cups. And then we just keep cleaning, and then we have some not good score from her because the safety issue. And then also we using real needle and then real knife. The children use the knife to cut the fruit, but they said it's really dangerous for the children. So it is hard to make them understand it's really valuable for their life in education. So it'll be hard these days.
Yeah. So are there any areas where you think Montessori needs to be updated to better fit the modern world?
So this I just think about that. So technology things. So the children, when they go to school, they're using iPad and then lots of screen and technology. But however, in the Montessori classroom, we are not happy to using some iPad or screen time. But I don't know how to deal with that situation this moment. I still get an answer. But one simple belief that the children doesn't have many time hands-on activities. They might spend a lot of time at the screen or iPad at home. So at least Montessori classroom, in the classroom, we just using their hands, their sense, something, it is really great. But still, I have some dilemma with technology in the Montessori classroom.
Do you think children need to be taught how to use technology?
So usually I just give them some iPad to take a photos. So for example, for vocabulary, I just go outside with the children that they take a nature. And then after that, we came to the classroom, print out, and then we just talking about that flowers and a part of a flower, things like this. And then sometimes in the culture, I just running the cultural exchange program from Korea and Australia. So we just using our project. So online. So we just met online. And then Korean children singing a song in Korean language, and then we singing a song English. And then they shared their flag, and then we shared our flag and traditional things. And then we are using the technology. And then sometimes I just watching the Google map, where Korea is, where our center is. Because in the children is too big concept of gloves and then continents and country and in our community, it's a really big concept. But when I just using the Google map, so it's our globes, and then let's see the continent. It's Australia, it's North America, and then after that, let's see some Australia, and then let's see Queensland, and then have a look. We looked for Brisbane, and then first lake, and it's just going down, and then finally we found the Building Futures in the map. So I'm using technology like that.
Those seem like such great uses of technology for 3 to 6 year olds.
Yeah.
Creative uses rather than just passive watching a screen. So taking photos seems like it's a very creative use of technology. And like you, I also love the Google Maps where you can see the whole globe and then you slowly zoom in to see, you know, the continent, the hemisphere, and then the continent, and then the state, you know, you can zoom in and it really brings it alive that actual people live in the puzzle maps.
Yeah. It should make me easy. When I teach the concept past years, it's too hard. So I just make a big box. And then this one in Australia and a small box in Brisbane and small box in our West Lake. But now I'm using technology. So I
Yeah.
might keep building on my idea how to I link our technology skills to Montessori classroom. It's my goal to link each other.
Yeah. I wanted to leave some time for people who are listening to ask questions or make comments. Does anybody who's listening have a question for Moah?
Oh, so many people in there.
I just noticed that Moah hasn't talked about her online support program that she has for other Korean educators. And I just think that's such a beautiful feature of something that she does.
Yeah. So I really want to connect with the other continents. So maybe I'm looking for the other. So I did Cambodia too. So Cambodia teachers can't speak English, but they're using the word, and then they showed them at the screen maker their traditional food. So all the food and utensil is different compared to Australia. So they showed each utensil, and then they just make something the food, and then they showed it, and then they tasted, and then they talked it's sour or salty, something like that. It was good experience too.
Yeah. And also your YouTube channel.
Yes. Yes, YouTube channel, and then so I just created a video for the educators, and then I had a lot of video about positive discipline. So because I learned and I was in the course, Montessori positive discipline course, so I just created the video to educators.
Yeah. So how many subscribers?
8,500 people.
And it's in Korean.
Yes.
Wow.
I try to make English videos, but no time for that. And also sometimes as a learning PD in Korea community.
Yes.
So who is working in Australia, Korean teacher who is working in Australia. So sometimes they struggle to understand our EY app and then NQS, something like this. So I'm running the PD course in Korean to make them understand. And then before they're going to prep, I just give them some little simple tip how to do in prep placement. And then it is really great. They can speak English, but they're more comfortable to learning in our own language. Yeah, I have heaps of people. So in Korean community, we have 440 members. And then I'm learning the other community, it's a global early childhood teachers as a Korean. That is 300 people in there.
Oh. Vicky, are you able to go to that channel? And put the link in the chat?
I can't, but I'm sure Moah can.
Oh, I think my friends can be. Hajin, can you please looking for my YouTube channel? You might go to Moah Kindergarten Thai in the YouTube channel.
Sure, but to be honest, I didn't know until now you're running your YouTube channel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but let me search it. What was your, like, how can I
Moah
say?
Kindergarten.
Moah Kindergarten. Okay, I'll
Yes.
go for share it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat.
Okay.
And like as a foreign educator as well, so as I mentioned that I don't have many knowledge of the Montessori teaching, but I've catch it there's some levels of the Montessori, like Moah, you mentioned about like this level we're not able to touch this level materials back in Korea. So what kind of levels they are? Is it by age
Actually,
or?
yeah, actually, we are not calling that level. So we just do sensitive period. So when the child is developed, so there is some sensitive period. So it means when the baby, their movement is really sensitive period. So we just support them to do the movement in like this. So in our classroom 3 to 6, some children is not really sensitive, interested in some big number. It's a concept of decimal system, even they don't know the count. So they just practice just enjoying the number and counting, something like this. So sensitive period, I can say.
Sensitive period. So is it like defined by educator or who say
Just
that like
just observed. We just observe the chart and then figured out where they are.
I see.
Mm.
Thank you for your explanation.
I think it's really more about interest, the child's interest.
Mm.
And so the educator tries to respond to the child's interest, and the interest might be a result of their sensitivity to some activity that happens usually within an age range. Am I saying that right, Vicky?
Yes, there's general guidelines around what age things might occur, but like everything in early childhood, it's a piece of elastic. With children experiencing spurts of learning and other times where they're just consolidating, and one 1-year-old might be crawling, another 1-year-old might be walking fluently, and they're all perfectly developing at their own pace. So the sensitive periods, that's why it is based on observations. We have an understanding of things. So my little 1-year-old grandson is trying to push everything around the place. And so I know that's a sensitive period for maximum effort. I'm trying to keep him away from my gym weights at the moment because I'm not thinking that would have a good outcome. And when we study Montessori, we learn about what the various sensitive periods are. And that maximum effort one was one I hadn't come across in any other literature. But we observed a toddler classroom where the children were pushing all the furniture. Most adults would see that as a disciplinary problem. Here's a child, he shouldn't be pushing the shelves around. But a Montessori coach who was with me at the time, who was a toddler expert, said this is the sensitive period for maximum effort. They've just learnt to walk, they're learning about their strength and their muscles, and they're testing it out. So yeah, the study is really valuable for.
I really like the term of pace of elastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's very different to the traditional idea of levels, where because you're a certain age, you need to be doing this activity or this learning this concept because you're this age. It's not like that at all. It's more based on interest.
I think
Can
that
I ask one more question? Sorry.
Yeah, these days we just in general education things, child-centered learning. Absolutely, Montessori is child-centered learning. Because the teachers we are not push the children to learn what to do. They just to follow their nature. So one parent come to me and then she talked to me about that. The child is all the time spend some time practical life area. It means just pouring, spooning, something like this. So parents told me, I really wanted that my child to learn about the language, ABCD, some numbers. And then, but the child-sensitive period, that learning about how to movement, his finger, and then fine motor skill. And then I talked to the parents and don't need to worry about that. When then she know what to do, and then she know what she needed to learn. Just a patient, just a celebration he's learning. After 2 months later, she moved in language corner and then touched sandpaper letters, and then he's learning about the sounds, something like this. Yeah.
We have a saying in Montessori, follow the child.
Yeah. So some people misunderstood about the Montessori. Yeah. So they might be really strict or really freedom. But no, I don't think totally not agree with.
Sounds like it must be more work for the educators. So you have to focus, like you have to know what children is on sensitive of period, and this child is what sensitive of their period. Sounds like that.
Yeah, so I just observed a lot of children in the classroom. So I just see the children, what they ask, what they touch, it means interest. It's curious. And then if they spend some area, it means their interest. Not they are not already saying, I'm interested in this activity. They are not. So they sometimes I just observe. Sometimes I just have a cue from their something gestures or just to spend some time. If someone is spend a lot of time in that corner, it means sensitive period for that corner. Just the observation first, after then follow the children interest.
Can I chime in there? I recently went to QUT where I spoke. There was a conference there for graduating teachers. There were 200. They were secondary, primary, early childhood. And I spoke to a lot of them about Montessori that came past my table. And I recall a conversation with an early childhood graduating teacher. She was probably in her late 30s. It was something she'd moved to later in life. She was very keen to work with children, but she said she just came back from prac and all she did all day was pick up toys off the floor. And that she thought Montessori was interesting because she knew a little bit about Montessori, that the children put the materials back away. But she didn't want to do any more study. And so I said to her, choose your hard. I said, you can now do the rest of your career picking up the toys after the children, or you can invest in yourself with a little bit more study and work in a Montessori environment where the children take responsibility for the environment that they're in. And to me, it's working smarter, not harder.
Yes.
Well said. Moah, you were worried that we wouldn't have enough to talk about to fill an hour.
Yes.
Well, we're already up to 65 minutes, so
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure we can talk a lot more, and there's, messages coming into the chat as well. So, it's been such a pleasure hearing about your work, and you are one of those people who really embody the Montessori principles. So thank you so much for the work you do and for sharing that with us on Montessori Lives.
Yeah, I think we have one question in chatting room from Minsan.
Okay. Minsan, are you there? Would you like to say your question?
Hi. Because my children are quite young and they are quite noisy around, so I just use the chat box. I'm working in a Montessori center, but I often asked by other teachers, like from play-based centers, and they ask me like how like Montessori pedagogy or philosophy is useful for their center. So like if there's any tips for like if they can embed some Montessori way, like good benefit into their like play-based center.
Yeah, so I think as the teacher who's working in place-based center, they might be using Montessori philosophy, example like looking after their environment. So it means they can pack away their activity by themselves. Vicky mentioned it, and then how to look respecting the environment and then resource. So it means also how to carry. So we call that one is basic course lesson in the classroom, but we might be using in the classroom how to carry the chair, and then how to carry the material, and then how to walk in the classroom, how to talk in the classroom, how to interact with others, something like this. Also, it is good for self-help skill, looking after themselves. We might teach how to nose their breathe, how to wipe their nose and how they cleaning themselves, something like this. And then also practical life skill, it's just spooning and then transporting. It's all about the fine motor skill. And then, so they might be using our Montessori philosophy into their play-based on classroom. Just to Google and research, I think they will find a lot of Montessori activity and then adapt into the classroom.
Yeah, so but like more like practical life activities and grace courtesy and those fine motor skills they can embed, right?
Yeah, also this day we just important teaching about the diversity. So we might be talking about cultural activities, something to link to diversity education like this, respect all of them. Yeah.
Yep. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
And the Minsun, I'd also added a lot of Montessori is about the relationship and the way that the educator thinks about the child and treats the child. And you can hear that just that respect for the child oozing out of every word that Moah says. You know, you know, when you talked about slowing down and slow pedagogy, for example, you know, really respecting where the child is at and not pushing and demanding that the child follow your pace. So I think that's really, for me anyway, that's the core of Montessori, is that respect for the child and following the child. So thank you for modeling that and for sharing that with us, Moah. It's been a pleasure talking with you. And thank you everybody for coming to Montessori Lives, and we'll see you.
Okay, thank you inviting me, and then thank you joining this session. Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye, everybody.
you.